Is ChatGPT going to eliminate the need for lawyers? No, hold on a second. This video is not going to talk about some type of huge title shift. What I think this video is going to do is answer a very real question. Is ChatGPT going to reduce the cost of legal services to real estate investors? Watch this video to find out my answer and how ChatGPT could save you money. Ron from Ronald Law, and if you follow this channel, you know that I love technology. I'm a big believer in the advancements of technology. We have word processing, we have remote work, cloud-based storage, e-signature. All of these things really enhance legal services, and it allows me as a law firm to serve more people cheaper and faster. But the real nut of the question is ChatGPT. What is it, and how is it going to save you money as an investor who is hiring lawyers? All right, full disclosure, I'm a big believer in this. I think that AI is the future, and I love the technology. I love going in there and using it for all sorts of different purposes, mostly just experimental, but there is a real use case for legal documents. And essentially what ChatGPT is, it allows you to have a typewritten prompt where you get to type anything, and you can be as casual or formal as you want, but as long as you get the information conveyed, this program will immediately start drafting a document based on your inputs. What I really am impressed about it is that it even leaves placeholders for what it assumes should be included in a contract. We'll go into it a little bit later, but I'm going to have it draft a sample lease agreement, and you'll see that when I leave some items out of the prompt, it goes ahead and fills those in as placeholders because it knows that you're missing some common elements of a lease agreement. So ChatGPT is basically an AI that scrapes a lot of different data, and it assembles a contract based on its own internal assumptions. Now, I think that's kind of the rub, and that's where it really falls apart, is what type of assumptions is it making, and are they the correct assumptions for A, the client, and B, the fact pattern and the situation? Because at the end of the day, that's all that lawyers do. We could all have the most identical templates. We have the same forms. Everybody's working off the same level playing field. The value that we provide as a lawyer is advising the client, what should we add? What should we include, and how can we make legal decisions based on this document's role in relation to the tenant, in relation to the court system? And until we get to Judge Dredd, issuing verdicts and opinions that are based on a robot, I think that the role of a lawyer is only going to be enhanced. I saw this great quote online that says, the use of technology, it shouldn't be something that's feared or it's going to take away jobs. Instead, we should use and leverage that technology to focus on what we do best, and that's being human, right? It's building those relationships and advising clients on how to use legal documents as a tool. But at the end of the day, the documents are just a tool. You are hiring a lawyer for our legal expertise and experience, not for the words we put on the paper. So that gets me to kind of the crux of the video, is how is it going to save you money? And I will say that I think that it is an efficient use of time. And so if we're able to standardize the prompts, if we're able to standardize how inputs are regulated and we can understand what the output is, it can draft documents very quickly, very accurately, which is something that humans are not always great at. And that will free up my time to spend more time talking to the client as well as time reviewing. Because at the end of the day, it's still only about 80%. I don't think that they're good contracts at all. They still need a human eye to read it and go line by line. But if it can free up a lot of associate time from drafting the document, we can spend more time revising it and working with the client. And ultimately, that does translate to a lower cost. If you can save your service provider's time, that does create more competition and a reduced cost. So that's how I think it will matter. And if there are any viewers out there watching who want to try, feel free to reach out to the law firm, no charge, but I'd love to kind of experiment with a client request that gets entered into ChatGPT. I look at the output, I edit it, I revise it, send it back to the client, and see what you think. Is that outcome? And I'll tell you how much time it took me and what I would charge for a AI generated document as opposed to, drafting from scratch. Well, this video wouldn't be complete without doing an actual ChatGPT sample. So let's kind of take a look at what we're going to be generating here. So that's it. One thing that I see is it does deliver the prompts, but if you could develop a very detailed template that has a lot of the assumptions in here, you could start from that template as a guide. It's very short. I don't know that it's as professional as it could be, but the real use case is probably generating notices. I think that small little documents that could just benefit from increased volume, that will really help different types of investors or smaller groups that want to send more communication, but they're concerned about spending the time to create the document. So this is a tool that could really help increase communication, but I think a lot of people are still not going to use it when it has to comply with notice requirements, when it has a certain delivery method, what to do if this email gets bounced back, delivery gets bounced back, that sort of thing, because you're still going to need a lawyer to read the lease and tell you how notice has to properly be delivered. And that's something that ChatGPT can't do. AI cannot do that right now, but it does free up our time, and hopefully it will lead to increased, better efficiencies and communication for investors and landlords and tenants. So that's it for this video. Smash the like button. Thanks for watching this ChatGPT and lawyers video, and we'll see you next time.